We've just crossed a year. Um, so now we're in the stage of the companies actually helping to pay for the services. So
Okay. Tell us what it's been like and what are the benefits? What are the
so
benefits to the employees and the company?
so ours started with the grant as well. Mark Twain Region of Government here in Missouri actually gave the city or gave the chamber a grant to start this program. Um, Darlene comes in once a week for a few hours, and basically any of our team members that are having any kind of stresses outside of work, we have a sign up sheet. They can just go in and mark down on a time that they need to see her, without their name or anything like that. They just mark down a time and then they show up to see her at that time. Some of them I know that they're coming in, some of them we don't. It just kind of depends on them and what they're comfortable with. But yeah, she's been able to help multiple team members in ways that have really taken stress off of our leadership, but been able to get something done almost immediately for them. The battery example yesterday was the most one. We actually had a team member that her son was in a really bad car accident, was confined to a wheelchair, and Darlene was able to get a ADA ramp built on the front of their house for them at no charge to the family. Huge stress off of that family for, if that's all, that's what they're worrying about all the time. I have a team member that his son was having some mental health issues and she helped him, and he just gives her just tons of credit for helping his family, and his family's doing phenomenal right now. So, those are just very few of the issues that she's been able to help us with team members. And it just takes that stress off of them. They're more focused here. We have our stuff that we focus on with safety and production, and they're out there pushing it to get other people to go when they need help. So it's definitely been a big success. Our supervisors really like it because it's another resource for them, because we do have an EAP as well. But with her here, she can contact somebody right here local and get any issues taken care of for them. So
do you believe your retention has improved?
I think so. I think one of the biggest things that I hear is that, the company cares. Like, they care what's going on outside here, not just about what's inside these walls. They care about me. They care about my family, what that life looks like outside of here. That's, they're helping us with that as well. Mm-hmm. So we definitely see an uptick in morale as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I have one video where a person says, if they do that for me, I'll give them 110%,
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how it works.
So when the grant ran out, this year we started, funding that ourselves. There's 4 businesses here in town that participate. It was super easy for me to go to the company and go, hey, can we get this money to keep this program going? It didn't take anything to sell it to them to say, yep, we're going to keep doing it. They believe in it. They're actually looking at one of our other facilities in O'Fallon to possibly start there as well.
Okay.
So
now, Brad, Mark's company is different, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're a little different. They're a little smaller than we are.
Okay.
Actually, quite a bit smaller than we are.
And they did some financial literacy training. Did you?
Yes. We have not yet. I'm still working on that. We just got a grant to do that as well. So it'll go in and, teach team members about budgeting, planning for the future, what that means. And I think they've gotten a really good response from that as well.
Yeah, so Mark is another business owner in Mexico, Missouri, and as part of his resource network, they did a financial literacy training. They made it mandatory for all employees, whether you were resourced or under-resourced. And then now I believe once a month they do something around
Mhm.
financial literacy that the employees decide what that wants to be. And it has been very well received by the employees. And once again, the employees are feeling that the business really cares for them.
Mhm.
Uh, do you see, Brad, repeat occurrences like somebody comes for one thing and then that makes a string of other things that they deal with in the process?
Yes, we do. I mean, Darlene sends us a sheet about every month, kind of tells us, all the new people how many new people she's talked to, who are repeats that have come back to see her, either about that same issue, getting it taken care of, or another one. So we see a wide range in there.
Okay. All right. Well, I cannot speak highly enough about the resource network. I think it is one of the best things that you can do to stabilize employees and keep them there and productive. And I know, Darlene, I know that she would take a call outside of the hours that she's visiting the plant.
She's done that for us before as well. We had a team member that was actually living in a camper with his family, his wife and his baby, and their heat went out and he was at work, and this was last winter, and man, just the worry on his face, and she was right here trying to help. So, and just like the guy the other day with the car, she was able to help him within about 30 minutes, where the next day he might have missed 10 hours.
Right.
So, that's a huge trade-off to get him peace of mind, be able to keep him here where he's productive, getting paid, instead of being out the next day for 10 hours because of another car issue.
Yeah.
So, and then he's not here, not getting paid, those types of things. So definitely a win-win.
Brad, one of the questions I had about that battery is, did he have money to buy the battery, or were there some funds that bought that battery?
So actually, he didn't need a new battery. The battery was checked. The alternator was checked on it. He had some connection issues going up to the battery that he was not comfortable trying to fix himself, didn't have the tools. So that's when our supervisor was able to gather the tools for him, what they needed, and actually offered the assistance because he was more comfortable in that area. So a lot of it was just getting the tools and the comfortability to have somebody there to help.
To work with you.
Yeah. So it actually didn't cost anybody really anything but 5 or 10 minutes.
Some time. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually have 3 financial institutions here in Mexico that offer loans like this. And they're all 100% backed by community members. And they offer about $1,000 is about the normal loan. And if they've been here for a year, it's super easy to get it set up. We've done one for somebody about 5 to 10 minutes, and it's straight payroll. It's not payroll deduction. Basically, it is a direct deposit account to that bank. Usually $25 a paycheck, roughly, is what it ends up being for them to pay it back. And most of them keep it going, so they're building that savings on top of it. So afterwards.
Yeah, it is my second favorite thing, right? As part of that employee resource network, to have that small dollar loan program. And I'll just say again, it's typically $750 to $1,000. Most times, Brad's, they're doing it a little bit different in Mexico. He said it is backed by individuals. Most times it's backed by a credit union or a bank. So if it defaults, it's not the business, but it is the bank. And usually what happens is the employee, the employer and the bank communicate before that last check is cut. And so they end up with little to no default. And it just takes that stress off of that employee. It's done with little credit check, but it grows their credit report. So a lot of coaches will say, pay this off, take another one, pay this off, take another one, to help grow that credit score.
Darlene would have to tell us for sure, but of all four businesses, all four companies that are doing it here in Mexico, I think they have never had anybody default on it. So
yes, and that's typically what we see. I talked to Dana, who's in Mexico, Missouri as well, and she told me that they didn't have defaults and the employee paid it off early.
mm-hmm.
They were just so grateful for that resource, and a lot of them paid it off early.